Hey, what's going on, guys? Coach Marcus here, Las Vegas. It's 12:54 in the afternoon. Let me pause this music really quickly, and hopefully you guys are having a good last Monday of the month of April. So we have 3 days left in the month, and we will be in the month of May on Friday. So 4 months of the year is nearly done, and hopefully everyone is like being productive the first 4 months of the year. I want to share something with you guys. I don't know if you guys thought about this, but this is for people who work a job and who typically have a job where you work Monday through Friday, and so, or any job where there is a beginning of the work week. And so typically we have people who work Monday through Friday, like I used to do. I did that for a lot of years of my life. Monday through Friday worked, and then you were either paid once a week or once every 2 weeks, or some companies would pay their employees 2 times a month. Some people got paid once a month. But and so what happens is every Monday morning your paycheck resets to zero. Right? Just think about this, because you work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, those 40 hours a week on average, with 2,080 hours a year you work, and just to get paid probably that next week or 2 weeks later, right? So it's in arrears. It's all, so you work your hours and your employer owes you money, but every Monday it resets to zero. So when you wake up on Monday morning before going to work, your paycheck is at zero. Okay, unless you're salaried. Some people are salaried, but you get the point, right? If you don't show up to work, you're not getting paid, right? So on every Monday, your check it resets to zero every Monday. That happens to a lot of people for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years of their life. Just resets. Even people who are on a fixed income, right? People who receive their Social Security benefits, right? That resets the day you get that deposit. That resets to zero. Now, that's risky, especially in our current economy where gas prices are higher, food is higher, housing is high because interest rates are higher for people. Cars cost more money to buy, and so your paycheck is not a stored asset, right? It's a cycle that's tied to time worked, right? It's not value built. And so so I just want to share the truth with you guys, but also my next video, I'm going to share 3 realistic ways to start building income that doesn't reset every Monday without quitting your job. Okay, so that will be my video either tomorrow or Wednesday. We'll see. But the truth about it is this. Number one, you're not trading time, right? You're not building equity when you go to the job, because most jobs pay you for hours or weeks worked, okay? And so when that week ends, okay, the meter resets. So really your paycheck resets on Friday, right? Once you clock out. And then you start back at zero, okay, either on Friday or Monday morning, you're at zero, because nothing continues paying you from last week's effort. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing is there's no residual or leveraged income, right? Employees typically don't earn from systems, okay? Even the CEO, if the CEO is not the owner of the company, he's just a hired person to run the company, his or her paycheck also resets to zero, okay? But employees typically don't earn from systems. They don't earn from teams. They don't earn from sales that keep paying. Like, I went to bed last night. Okay, I have an online business. I have books. People are buying my ebooks. I have like 9 ebooks. It's amazing. It's amazing when we don't work a job, how much more productive you can be doing things you enjoy doing. And so I have like 9 ebooks. I have a YouTube channel, another YouTube channel I just started. It's a faceless YouTube channel. I've been wanting to do that for a few years now. But anyway, so last night I went to bed. Okay, I checked my commissions with one of the companies I'm with. I woke up last night, went to bed, the commissions were here, right? And then I woke up this morning, I'm at the gym working out. I'm like, let me log into my back office and see what happened with business as I slept. So my commissions went from here to here while I'm at the gym. And then while I'm working out, I get home, I log in and check some stuff. The commissions went from here to here. So, right, keep getting paid. So and the great thing about that type of system, I mean, you can work your job and do the same and do this at the same time. But so employees typically don't earn from systems, teams, or sales that keep paying you. And sales is the highest paying profession on the planet. Sales. Once I learned how to sell stuff, I've been selling stuff since I was a kid. I was selling newspapers on the corner. I sold newspaper subscriptions, right? I did some telemarketing stuff. So sales is pretty fun. But anyway, but employees aren't getting paid from sales to keep paying them. So once the employee work stops, the income stops. Okay, so there's no carryover, right? That's how employees work. Every employee is in this boat. I used to be in that boat. Fortunately, I found a system that got me out of that boat, right? And so I control my time. You know, I control how much I put into what I'm doing, my energy. I don't have a boss not telling me, listen, I listen to God, man, the Most High. He gives me direction and wisdom. But outside of that, no person like setting quotas for me and telling me where I need to be at in meetings, all that. Anyway, that's a whole nother video. So number 3, payroll, right? Payroll is designed as a loop, okay? And so companies structure pay like this on purpose. It's a loop. It's a loop, and they keep you in it, right? This is how they keep you in it. You work, okay? And then you get paid either at the end of the week or 2 weeks, a month, once a month, twice a month, however they do it. And then guess what? You repeat that loop again. Is that normal? Does that seem right? I don't know. It used to seem right. Before I learned better, I thought that was normal. Okay? And so that's a loop. And it keeps employees dependent on the next cycle, which is the paycheck. And they pay you just enough to keep coming back, right? So you don't quit. That's how the system is designed. That's a game. You guys have to learn the system. That's how a lot of people stay in that situation for 40, 50 years of their life. Work, get paid, repeat. Do that week after week, year after year, decades, right? Next, you don't own your income source, right? So if you don't control distribution, the product, or the system, right? And the system I use is called Save You Some Time, Energy, and Money, right? And so you have to have a system. You don't control the money, right? So if you don't control that, that's risky. And I know a lot of people, especially a lot of employees, they say they don't like taking risks. Well, you know, if your job is your only source of income, right, and you have to rely on a boss to give you a raise, what if they decide not to increase your salary this year because of the company didn't meet its targets financially? And what would you do? Right, that happens to a lot of people this year because many employers have not increased salaries. Matter of fact, employers are cutting back. Right, they've been eliminating positions. Microsoft, I've seen a lot of the companies just eliminating roles. Meta, which is Facebook, they eliminated 8,000 positions and aren't going to fill 6,000 open positions because of AI. But if you don't own the income source, right, you're participating in someone else's model. But that's how the wealthy people, that's how it was designed to keep employees down and focus on the being in that loop, right? Being in that, like the hamster wheel, right? The hamster wheel, right? So, or what was that one thing, the hedgehog, Tammy, we were watching the hedgehog at night from that Korean, that hedgehog was running at night on that wheel. So we watching this K-drama, and so there's this hedgehog, he don't sleep during the day, the kids had it as a pet, but at night the hedgehog would hop on that hamster wheel and run all night. Like Sonic the Hedgehog, remember that game? Remember Sonic the Hedgehog game? Well, that's how the system is designed for employees. Okay, and once I woke up to that, and I recognized, you know what, this system doesn't fit me. And so I was patient. Once I found out that didn't fit me, I found a way to get into a position to where I didn't have to be in that loop anymore. Right? And so that's why I like the one business model I do. I have other forms of income coming in that are growing. It's great. All right, so now I've had more time to dedicate to doing those things and while still growing my other income. So anyway, so the real issue is this, right? It's not that jobs are bad, right? That's just how the system is designed, because it starts with education. School programs you to get a job, because school, when you're in school, they don't want you being the disruptive student, right? They don't want you being the one questioning things in school. I don't care if it's elementary school, middle school, junior high school, college. They program you to fit in the box and not disrupt the system. Because if you did, it's going to just mess everything up. But so the educational system caused that. But jobs aren't bad, because I worked a job for years and that helped me provide for my family and move to different states, right? They provided health insurance, life insurance, vacation pay, some other benefits. So jobs aren't bad, but there's another system you want to make sure you get into. Okay, so the thing about jobs is jobs cap your income. Remember, employers, they control two things. They control salaries and they control benefits. Okay, you can only work so many hours, and your job is only going to pay you so much per hour, or your salary is only going to be so much, right? They cap your income, right? And then what happens is your job caps your income, and then your progress resets every week to zero. Every week goes back to zero. And it doesn't seem right. It does not seem right. So, and so here's what breaks that Monday morning or Friday evening reset, right? Because your paycheck resets to zero either on Friday night after you clock out or Monday morning before you go into work to clock in, right? So here's what breaks the cycle. You don't need, you need income that continues to pay after the work is done, okay? And so that's where you have residual income, okay? From subscriptions or repeat customers. I'll share that in my next video. You have scalable income. Online sales, automation is great. I like what I do. It's amazing. I have like 9 ebooks out there. They're on Amazon. People are buying the ebooks, right? And Amazon pays me a royalty for each book sold. I wrote the books once. Took some time to make, right, to, organize and go through and type each one out. But I did the work one time. I did the work once, and I get paid every time somebody buys one of the books. There's 9 out there. I have a lot more to write, okay? And automation is great. That's scalable, okay? You can't scale yourself on your job because it's only you, okay? Next is what breaks the income reset cycle is leveraged income. Like your job is using you, okay, as leverage to help your job accomplish your company's goals, whatever you are. I worked in management for years, so my employers hired me to make sure the people that reported to me were doing their job. Okay, so they had several of us managing people, okay, and then there's the people above us, right? But that's leverage, okay? So leverage teams, so that's where you have duplication and commissions coming in, and most employees don't have that. You have your job. You're being, the CEO is using you as leverage. They're using all of the sales reps, right? If sales is great, But guess what? You ain't the owner of the company, or somebody that owns a company. They're using all the sales reps in your company, right? So the CEO can get richer, right? I worked in insurance. So in insurance, they have agents, they have claim adjusters, they have all these people doing this job so that the CEO at the top can oversee this big empire for whatever the insurance company is. But leverage teams, right? That is what many employees are missing out on. They don't understand the power of leverage. They understand the power of linear income, meaning that they understand that they work hours in overtime for a paycheck. That's linear income. What happens if you get sick? Not when, but if you get injured, what happens? That income stops, right? Once sick pay runs out and once disability income stops, your money stops. So leverage income, leverage teams where you have duplication and that generates commissions. And so the bottom line is this though, if your income depends only on what you do this week, right? You work today, you work tomorrow, you work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then you get paid, you'll always start over next week. You'll always do that, right? So if you build something that pays you next week from this week's work, or pays you daily, right? The reset of your income disappears. So if you guys want to learn more, my next video, I'm going to talk about 3 realistic ways to start building income that doesn't reset every Monday morning or every Friday night without you quitting your job. And the reason I can share that is because that's what I did. I didn't quit my job. I did what I was doing, all the things I was doing. And then eventually my last employer, they eliminated my position. And I was at the point where, in a position where I didn't have to go and get another job and get back into that cycle, right? So that's what I wanted to share today. And so I'll share my next video. I'm gonna share 3 realistic ways, right? This is something most people can do if they want to do it, but they are very simple, very realistic, and you can do that starting tomorrow, right? I'll do the video tomorrow, and you can start doing it now. Some people are already doing it, just need to have more intensity of effort to see their income grow. If there are some things you're already doing that I'm gonna talk about tomorrow, you probably need to increase your intensity, right? If you want to see it grow bigger. So, but that's what I wanted to share today, guys. So, your trading time, you're not building equity. You don't have any residual or leverage income. Payroll is designed as a loop, and you don't own the income source, right, guys? So, and for me, I'm the income source, right? I own my time. Now, right? So that's what I want to talk about today. If you guys found some value, give me a heart or a care reaction. You can tag some people in the comments. If you guys don't follow me, you can hit the follow button. Send me a friend request if you're not a Facebook friend, and tag some people in the comments. Let me know where you guys are watching from, city, state, country. Just want to see what my reach is with today's video. So that wraps it up. Let me go. I have a couple of things to do for the team, and then I do have I'm going to post a link to a faceless YouTube channel. Right, I need you guys to subscribe to that channel. Right now, I think I have 4 subscribers. I think it's 4. Let me see let me look and see how many subscribers I have. Let me stop that. Let me see how many subscribers. I have 5 subscribers now. And so the first video is going to launch tonight on that channel at 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. So I'm going to post a link to that channel in the comments to this in the comments here. Go and subscribe. It's something a lot of people enjoy, this type of content, and I think you guys are really going to like it. And this page, that channel is going to be completely faceless, so you'll never see my face on there. And it's going to be something that's going to really help a lot of people have more peace serenity and calmness. But I appreciate you guys watching. Let me get on my computer. I'm trying to find the video here. Let me subscribe here. Subscribe to this channel, right? And then I appreciate you guys subscribing. And then tomorrow I will be back and I'll share those 3 realistic ways, for you to, get out and escape that reset cycle. That's not fun. I did that for a lot of years, and then eventually found a way to free myself from that. So I think you guys can do it too. All right, guys. So I did post the link to the YouTube channel. Is Kingdom Calm Audio. So I appreciate you guys for supporting that, and it's going to be fun building up that channel with some content people can benefit from. So thanks for watching. Have a good rest of your Monday, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. I may do it around this same time tomorrow between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. Pacific time, and I'll share those 3 ways to get out of the reset cycle. So have a good Monday, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.